What's the Cowboys' next big move? Or are they done? And I got this text, and this drives me nuts. With this was in response to the tease, Mike. Quit being fans and wanting the Cowboys to be good so bad that you're willing to take anything and run with it. Hold the Cowboys accountable. Your story should be that the Cowboys are very close to being a contender. At this point, if they don't go all in and make the one or two additional big acquisitions, we should crucify them. I don't agree with that, but I do want them to make the two moves that they need to make in order to put this team over the top. The Eagles went all in, and I think whenever the questions started coming, hey, man, the Eagles made significant moves, not just before the season, but well up to the start of the season, and then all the way through the season, they made big moves in order to put themselves in position to be in the Super Bowl. Now, did they have an extremely easy schedule on the way to the Super Bowl? Yeah, that worked out in favor for them as they were the number 1 seed with a bye week and then got to deal with a beat-up Brock Purdy and the Giants on their road to that. That was an easy road through the playoffs to get there. But they also made those moves. Now, the Cowboys, Mike, for years have been, and this is always, I think, a Bill Parcells-ism, and that's where I think kind of Steven's team building comes from. But the Cowboys were in the mindset of, we're going to see what our division opponents do, and we're going to try to make sure we can compete or beat them. If we're good enough to compete or beat them, that gives us a spot in the tournament. If we can get into the tournament, we have a shot of making it. All you're asking for is the opportunity to be in the tournament. Well, now the Cowboys are like, we've been in the tournament. We've been there twice in a row now. We have the coach that gets us there every year. We don't have to worry about that part of it. Now we need to make sure that we go beyond that. We need to level up. And I think that's where Steven, and I don't know who else is in that room having this conversation, but their mindset is beyond that. Their mindset is for better this year. Adding Gilmore was a very nice thing. Retaining Leighton Vander Esch was a very nice thing. You said Donovan Wilson. That's nice too.
Yeah.
Moving on from Zeke, you're losing a really good leader in that locker room. And anybody can say what they want and hate on Zeke. The Cowboys in that locker room love that man. And that's a very tough pill for them to swallow. The entire organization is sad about losing Zeke because they love him. Lots of reporters enjoy that. But now you say, okay, what can we do with that money? How can we add to this? And I just saw this from Pro Football Focus. Potential starting offense. Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, CeeDee Lamb. And that's where I'm looking at going, add a receiver. Let's go, not just some James Washington guy. Let's go make a big move. If it is Beckham, Mike, I don't know if he's the savior for the team, but I also want a team that's so good that I don't need one guy to be the savior for my team. I want a team that's stacked. And maybe Bijan Robinson, because the NFL is getting pretty smart and saying we don't have to draft running backs in the top 10. Maybe he lands in your lap and you can make a move there. But man, you have to go get something else to add to your offense right now to give your quarterback the weapons to beat, because you got the defense in place to go do the work right now. You just need one piece on defense, in my opinion.
And that is the position. What
defensive
position?
Tackle. I think you're miserable at that spot.
Okay.
I love Quentin Bohanna and I love Oso Odighizuwa, but Oso Odighizuwa for me, he's applying pressure. We need a bigger body next to him. Now I do know that Dan Quinn says, look, our base is really a 3-4, even though it's a 4-3, but we play 3-4 and 4-3. And he's trying to say, look, we're a very flexible defense. But when it comes to we got to make a stop, I need a body in the middle that not only can say, you have to double team me, and now you're screwing the rest of things up because now Mike is singled. Now DeMarcus Lawrence is singled. Now Osa is singled. I need a guy in the middle that can square away everything, make the pile stop the run, and also help the rest of the defense out. Other than that, I'm feeling really good about the defense right now. The offense is something that in the draft and whatever moves you make from here, that's where I need to be focused on.
I hear you. I'll say it again. I think at 26, they take an offensive player, whether it's a tight end, wide receiver, offensive lineman. I think those are the three that they'll concentrate on. I don't know if they're going to take a running back there. I do think they'll take a running back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round that they're going to like. I hear you, and I'd love for them to get DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I know that's going to cost you a 2nd-round pick. I hear the love for Odell Beckham Jr. I am worried about how many major injuries he's had to his lower half.
I agree.
I felt like that. Nothing against Dez Bryant. That's why I thought Dez Bryant was done when the Cowboys let him go. I just thought, look, part of it's not really his fault. He's had so many lower body injuries. He just can't move and do the things he used to do. And I worry about Odell Beckham being able to do that too. But if they go out and they get Odell Beckham Jr., I'm not going to hate on it. I'll be worried about relying on that body to do it. But I hear you. I think the Cowboys have enough now after the draft is over. They're going to add those little pieces. This is what the Cowboys always do, which we don't like, okay, but they do help. They add $2 to $3 million free agents that, look, if we draft somebody and they're better than them, we can release them. We didn't only give them $2 or $3 million bucks.
Yep.
But if we don't draft a player in that position, we feel like that guy can plug the hole okay because of that. And right now, the whole plugging needs to be, and like it or not, I know they gave Michael Gallup number 2 wide receiver money.
They did.
So as much as we can talk about a number 2 wide receiver, at this time last year, they believe they had a good number 2 wide receiver, and they paid him like a number 2 wide receiver. So I don't know how quick they're going to want to give up on that. It's kind of like, I'll give you an example, collecting Trevor Lawrence. Do you know how stupid I kind of felt collecting Trevor Lawrence after his rookie year was over? Sean Sharif is crapping on me. I was like, man, I'm glad I gave you that advice to sell that Trevor Lawrence autograph card when you did.
Yeah.
Because it looks like he might have been drafted by such a horrible team. He's going to have a horrible career. And people would tell me, like Sean Sharif, no, he's just a horrible quarterback. You're stupid for believing in Trevor Lawrence. And I'm like, all right, but I went in and bought a couple other $thousands worth of cards. And I said that really weird with a whole bunch of S's.
Yeah, it's fine. I heard it.
I bought $2,000 of Trevor Lawrence cards in 2 cards because they were down a lot after his rookie year. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm not quitting on him just because of Urban Meyer and a horrible team. I'll give it another year. And I think that's probably how the Cowboys feel about Michael Gallup. They gave the dude a long-term $13 million a year contract. They're not going to quit on him. So as much as people want Odell Beckham Jr. or they want DeAndre Hopkins or they want whoever it is to be the number 2 receiver, they invested their money into their number 2 receiver. And usually when you do that, if you have any money in your life and you're listening and you invest in something that strongly, you're usually not going to quit on it 9 or 10 months later.
From the 940, the Cowboys' next big move is probably dropping an anchor somewhere where it's sunny and 75 degrees. Hold on. We can't give them a little bit of credit for the work that they've done already and then say, okay, y'all can take a little bit of a break.
I feel like they haven't gone on spring break. It's been great.
That's what I've been wondering.
This is the first time I feel like they haven't gone on spring break during the signing period.
I've been kind of in this mindset, Mike, of like, is Steven at the Star making all this happen? How is this all happen? Or maybe because we have cell phones nowadays, they can actually get stuff done. Or maybe Will McClay's doing that job. Maybe Will McClay's like, look, hey, y'all go have fun. I'll take care of this while you guys are gone. Don't worry about it. When you get back, y'all are gonna be pretty happy. Maybe that's what they are. From the 469, trade Prescott to Houston and then get CJ Stroud. I don't think that's happening. I like this. I like this idea. I like CJ Stroud. He was fun to watch, man. Yeah. But I don't think that one's gonna happen. From the 254, I haven't heard much on Cowboys making moves to shore up the terrible run defense. In order to be a serious competitor, they need to address that and the interior O-line. Yes. I don't know about addressing the O-line in free agency right
Help me out. Who is the guy that we got that helped out, got hurt, and then came back in the playoffs and helped out? The big guy.
Ron Leary?
No, defensive tackle.
Hankins, Jonathan
Hankins. I'm wondering this. Did that change their belief in that position? Now, he still was cheap. It wasn't like they gave Hankins $10 million last year. But there's been a belief for over a decade with the Dallas Cowboys. We have to cut up this salary cap pie certain ways. And we think defensive tackle run blockers are the stupidest thing to spend money on an NFL team. And then you saw Hankins really help the defense out. And they helped out their star players be better players. I'm wondering, not that they're going to spend a lot of money on that position, but I'm wondering in the second, third round, are they going to feel stronger about taking a 325-pound defensive tackle who isn't going to get sacks, probably like 2 sacks a year? He's not going to get tons of tackles because what he's trying to do is eat up the center and guard. And they just feel like that is a league minimum job.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if Hankins changed their mind on we have to do better than just, hey, who cares if we have that guy? Because he seemed to really help the other guys on defense.
And I wonder if bringing him back's an option. He's 30 years old. I don't think he's going to be too expensive. So maybe that does fit that. Or are you thinking maybe it's going to be better? See, that's the thing, because Bohannon's a big body like that, but he just wasn't holding up. Neville Gallimore talked the big game, Mike, to us going into training camp, but he was one of the things that you're like, why? You're there, dude. This is your chance to make it. And they was like, but it wasn't going to do it. All he was doing was covering George Kittle downfield in a game where he should have been covering him. So I think there are some other things the Cowboys are looking into. From what I'm seeing, though, there isn't another Stephon Gilmore move on the rise right now. But that means the phones are still being picked up and still being utilized to try to make that next move happen. Maybe they are ready to just wait it out for the draft.